Motor vehicle accidents are the #1 cause of work-related injuries and deaths. Over 200,000 employees are injured in automobile accidents each year. So how can you avoid becoming another statistic? Drive like a pro. Drive defensively, which means you recognize hazards before something goes wrong. You pay attention to what is happening around you. You have a plan and use practical driving procedures to avoid or diminish driving hazards. A defensive driver is an alert driver, always ready to respond to adverse driving conditions. This program will teach you how to avoid accidents by preparing your vehicle and yourself for the road. You'll learn how to adopt a defensive attitude, eliminate distractions, and drive defensively in the city, on the freeway, and on rural roads. You'll also learn the dangers of combining alcohol use and drug use when driving, and how to identify drivers under the influence. Before you head out, make sure you know where you're going. Review a map and ask for landmarks to help you identify your destination. Make it a habit to thoroughly inspect your car, truck, or van at least once a month and immediately before a trip. Look on the ground underneath the vehicle for oil, water, or brake fluid leaks. Check the tire pressure to ensure that tires are properly inflated. Take a look under the hood to check the oil level and windshield washer fluid. Learn the location of all displays and controls. Check your turn signals and headlights to make sure they work. Press the brake pedal. If there's not enough pressure, the brakes may need fluid. Wipe clean the inside of the front and rear windshields to remove film buildup that can reduce your visibility. And last but not least, make sure there is enough gas in the car. When the fit between you and your automobile is comfortable, the safer and more in control you'll be. Check your posture. Sit up straight. Stay back from the steering wheel to allow for airbag inflation in case of an accident. Adjust your seat to a comfortable position, one that will encourage alertness, discourage slouching, and enable you to reach the pedals without stretching. Adjust rear view and side mirrors for the best view of the area around your car. Finally, the head restraint should be even with your ears, never at the base or curve of your neck. Seat belts prevent you from going through the windshield, protect you by absorbing the forces of a crash, help you maintain control of the vehicle by keeping you in your seat, and help you maintain the correct position for airbag inflation. Seat belts are still one of the most effective safety measures available. Seat belts have been proven to reduce or diminish the risk of fatal or serious motor vehicle injuries by more than half. To drive safely, sit up straight but relaxed. Since the risk zone for airbags is the first 2 to 3 inches of inflation, place yourself 10 inches from your driver airbag to provide you with a clear margin of safety. Place your hands on the steering wheel at the 8 o'clock and 4 o'clock positions. Hold the wheel with your fingers and thumbs, and avoid gripping it with your palms. When your automobile is in safe working order and you're buckled up, you can still become involved in an accident if you fail to develop an attitude of defensive driving. Before you turn the key in the ignition, take inventory of your emotions. Fear, frustration, sadness, joyfulness, and other anxieties can interfere with your concentration and contribute heavily to driver error. Driver error accounts for nearly 80% of the motor vehicle collisions in the United States. To control your emotions, give yourself a moment to regain composure. Take a deep breath. Count to 10 or chew gum to distance yourself from whatever triggered your emotional upset. Be generous and courteous even when you're behind a slowpoke or when a driver cuts you off. Stay calm. Don't get so worked up or agitated that you use your vehicle as a means to vent anger. Running late causes tension. Schedule more than enough time to allow for traffic jams and accidents. Drive at a speed which allows you to maintain complete control of your vehicle at all times and be ready for any emergency. Drive with the flow of traffic, but adhere to the posted speed limit. Tailgating or following too closely is a growing problem on our roads. More than half of all traffic accidents are caused by tailgating. To determine if you're following too closely, apply the 3-second rule. Look for a sign, telephone pole, or other road marker. Watch for the moment when the end of the car in front of you passes the object. Then count 3 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003. The front of your vehicle should not reach the marker before you finish counting. If it does, decrease your speed until you achieve the 3-second distance. To prevent accidents, increase your following distance from 3 seconds to 6. Whenever you're driving in hazardous conditions, such as rain, snow, fog, or on bumpy roads. Now, suppose you're driving along following the 3-second rule and the driver is tailgating you. What do? Don't get angry and try to aggravate the tailgater by slowing down, weaving, or slamming on your brakes. You will increase your chances of a rear-end collision or possibly provoke the tailgater to become violent. Instead, maintain your speed and do not react. If you're on a multi-lane road, use your turn signal and change lanes or slowly ease off the accelerator and let the tailgater pass you. If you're driving on a 2-lane road and there is a shoulder on the side of the road, pull over and let the tailgater pass. You're much safer with this type of driver in front of you rather than behind you. Unfortunately, a lack of concentration is a common factor in automobile accidents, yet it's one that's most preventable. Cellular phones and portable office equipment like fax machines, portable computers, and printers are competing for the driver's attention. If you must make a call or use this equipment, pull over to the side of the road or into a parking lot. Avoid other distractions like reading the newspaper, wearing headphones, writing, or eating a meal while driving. Complacency and thinking about matters other than driving can also cause distraction, so stay alert and responsive to constantly changing conditions. Remember, you must be prepared for anything to happen at any time. Drugs and/or alcohol and driving are a lethal combination. Approximately 55% of fatal automobile collisions and injuries are directly attributed to drivers under the influence. Drowsiness, reduced reaction time, blurred vision, a false sense of alertness, and confusion are all side effects of drugs and alcohol that pose a potentially dangerous threat to driving ability. If you take prescription drugs, follow the directions of your doctor or pharmacist concerning driving while on the medication. Never drink and never do drugs before or while you're driving. Defensive drivers keep an eye out for drivers under the influence. Telltale signs are a drifting, weaving, or swerving vehicle, driving at inconsistent or excessive speeds, responding slowly to traffic signals or disregarding them, driving at night without headlights, and frequent lane changes at excessive speeds. If you spot one of these impaired drivers, maintain a safe following distance and do not try to pass. The driver could swerve into you. If the driver is behind you, turn right at the nearest intersection and let the driver pass. If the driver is approaching you, slow down and move to the right. How you drive on the freeway is different from how you drive in the city or in rural areas. When driving in the city, try to look at least 1/2 block ahead for one-way streets, parked cars, pedestrians, bicycles, and motorcycles which can cause potential problems. Be on the lookout for children and school buses in residential areas and school zones. In city driving, it's especially important to follow safe turning procedures. To make a turn, get in the correct lane, signal at least 100 feet before the intersection, and yield the right-of-way to oncoming vehicles and pedestrians. When two approaching vehicles are signaling for a left turn, both vehicles should take the inside path, the lane closest to the center. In heavy traffic, plan ahead to avoid left turns while caught in the pack. Sometimes it's better to make a series of right turns around the block. Approach intersections, stop signs, and yield signs with caution. Look to the left and right and adjust your speed accordingly. Don't assume you have the right-of-way, and be mindful of drivers who may disobey traffic signals, execute turns incorrectly, or fail to yield to you. Backing up is common during city driving. If you must back up, place your hand on top of the steering wheel and turn the steering wheel in the direction of the turn. Increase visibility by turning your head and looking out the rear window. When entering a freeway, increase or decrease your speed depending on traffic flow. Signal and look for a gap in traffic so you can merge. Accelerate to the speed of traffic and enter the freeway by merging with traffic at the safest point. To exit the freeway, don't slow down until after you have entered the deceleration lane. Once you're in the deceleration lane, start slowing down when you see the posted ramp speed. If you miss your intended exit, never stop on the freeway and back up. Continue to the next exit and watch for directions to backtrack. When you're in heavy freeway traffic and see another vehicle about to merge from the acceleration lane, create a gap by reducing your speed. To safely change lanes on the freeway, use your turn signal, use your mirrors, and check blind spots by looking over your shoulder. Change lanes only when it's safe to do so, and then cancel your signal. To pass to the left, know the speed and acceleration capability of your car. Be able to estimate the speed of the vehicle being passed and that of any oncoming traffic. When done safely and correctly, passing should take at least 10 seconds. Signal and return to your lane when you see the pavement in front of the passed vehicle in your rearview mirror. Be sure to cancel the signal light after you have returned to your lane. As a rule of thumb, if you can recognize any movement of an oncoming vehicle, it is too close for you to risk a pass. When in doubt, stay in your lane and stay well in back of the vehicle you want to pass. In dense traffic, drive in one of the outer lanes and use a 3-second following rule to give you a better view of the road ahead. For a safe drive in the country, be prepared to share the road with farm equipment. Slow down immediately when you see a slow-moving vehicle, emblem, a warning light, or a special sign such as deer crossing. Before you pass, check for oncoming traffic and traffic to the rear. Never pass unless you're positive you can do so safely. And watch out for other country road hazards such as bumpy roads with ruts or sharp drop-offs, narrow bridges, wandering farm animals, poorly marked intersections, and railroad crossings with hidden or no electric warning devices. Practice the defensive driving you've seen in this video, and you'll greatly reduce the odds of becoming involved in an accident. Inspect and maintain your vehicle. Make it a habit to buckle up. Don't drink and drive, and don't do drugs and drive. Maintain a defensive attitude. Adhere to the speed limit and never tailgate. How you drive depends on whether you're in the city, on the freeway, or on rural roads. Don't become one of the thousands of people who is injured or who dies on the road each year. Remember, it's no accident to drive defensively.